Hello, welcome to the stream. While you guys come in, oh, good morning. There you are. I was gonna say, while you guys come in, I'm just gonna check on something, but you're already here. We had a GDP figure this morning. That's the growth rate of the economy. That fell short. It was 2.3%. We were expecting around 3%. So we were not as productive this last quarter as expected. We're still productive, 2.3. We were positively productive. And anything over 2% is perfectly good and healthy. Well, I guess we were expecting 3%, so that might cause the markets to sell off a little bit today. I think we're going to get a little bit of correction, rotation going on. Happened today. Okay. So probably that means it won't be a buying day unless you're doing PCSs and something's just sitting really pretty. You know, it's perfectly fine to just open up the PCS, but not if something's bleeding out. I know, and certainly not in terms of buying in with shares, unless it's an obvious, catalyst breakout type of deal. Let's see if there's any big caps who did who have a big gain this morning because of earnings or something. Here's 1.2 Tesla. Okay, did Tesla come out with their earnings? Is that what just happened? Let me see. Okay, I thought they were coming out after the bell today. Oh yeah, that's right. Yesterday. Okay. So yeah, I guess Tesla did well, and it's up like 5% in pre-market. That's the biggest gainer of note. Nvidia's even down a little bit, and then you have American Airlines down a little bit, but United Airlines is up. United Airlines is following through, and I got into that the other day. Good morning, Michael. Yes, I have my coffee. Cheers. Nice big cup. So I come to this point in life. I'm actually almost 50. I'm 49. I've come to this point in life where I'm starting to enjoy, mostly because I'm trying to watch what I eat and be a little bit more diet conscious and everything. And I can't just drink water all day. Some people can, I guess, but whatever. So I've upped my coffee to about 2 or 3 cups per day. And honestly, I could have had a 4th cup, in the evening, but I wouldn't because of the caffeine. So this is the first time. This is the junction in my life today, January 30th, 2025, where I'm most likely, next time I'm at the store, gonna grab some decaf. Yeah, I'm gonna become one of those people who drinks coffee not even for the caffeine. And then people are like, well, why do you drink it then? Because it's better than water, and it's better than fruit punch for you, or whatever, fruit juice or any sugary drink you could have. And I'm not going to sit around making tea. So yeah, I'm going to make some decaf. Say it ain't so. I'm going to go decaf, and I might even go cold turkey and do decaf moving forward, because I honestly never need the pickup of the caffeine. Or so I'll find out when I go decaf. I still have 1 bag of grounds left, so the actual no more caffeinated could come. That could happen, but probably in like 3 or 4 months. But I'm gonna get some decaf so I can make a midday pot of decaf coffee. So I can have maybe a coffee at I don't know, maximum 8 p.m. Because I do go to bed pretty late. I try to get a sleep by. I mean, I try to get asleep by midnight, but I want to be asleep by 11. But ideally, I'd love to be sleeping by 10. But I can't get to sleep before midnight. I don't know, just a night owl, and always been that way every day of my damn life. That's my. What is it? That's how I'm programmed. Been thinking of trying lion's mane. Now that's the one that's like super caffeinated, right? Is that like Black Rifle or whatever that's called? Let's see. Lion's mane coffee. Oh, lion's mane. Are you talking about, is that a coffee or is that a mushroom? I'm seeing a mushroom thing called lion's mane. That's one thing that, I'll probably do later in life, because I never did. I don't know if you guys did. But, later in life, I'll probably do a expedition to go do an Ayurvasa. What's that called? Ayurvasa trip, maybe before I'm 60. At that point, I'll have wrung everything I ever needed to do in life out of myself, and I can go fuck up my life if I want. Go on an Ayurvasa trip, and then, but the reasoning there is supposedly if you do it right, which I believe I can, it's supposed to really open you up mentally. So I'll probably do that, and then, if I was ever on my deathbed, people are like, for in jail, right? Like, what do you want for your last meal in life? And everybody's like, everything, bring it all. But unfortunately, you can't. Like, if you're in jail, you only get one meal. You get to pick. You get one thing. That I don't know for sure, but you get to pick it. Obviously, it would have to be like a filet mignon and a lobster tail and a whatever. But at the end of my life, towards, when I'm maybe on my deathbed, I'm going to do some cocaine. All right. You heard it here first. Woohoo. So I held out that long enough, and then, maybe on the very last day I could have some heroin, Oh, Jesus. This is a funny conversation. But for now, yeah, no, never don't touch a thing. My dad died of complications due to drugs, which, that's like saying, I don't know, if somebody's unhealthy, they die of a complication. It's always the thing that kills you, whatever was the biggest unhealthy thing in your life, whether it's overeating or whatever. You didn't die of colon cancer. You died of, you ate fucking too much and hot peppers and you know what I mean? Like, anyway, so my dad, he died of complications of hepatitis, or what is it called? Hepatitis C, I think, or something. I believe that's what it's called. And it's a virus they now have a treatment for and a cure for, basically. They already know. Gilead Sciences has that. But unfortunately, while he was alive, he contracted that through needle sharing. In the 60s, I believe it was. And then it took 20 years to ruin his internal organs, and he was coughing up blood on the way to the hospital his last day of life. And essentially died of pneumonia from blood-filled lungs and everything. So that was when I was 5 years old. Obviously, I didn't know that then. Found that out later as an adult. Didn't want to know, But luckily, my parents did explain to me. By the way, the market is open now. My parents explained to me that, he died from drug overdose. They didn't sugarcoat that, thank goodness. So that, I don't even think they explained to me it was because he was addicted to it. I think I figured that out. Like, I figured out, oh, why didn't he just stop? And then I learned that you can get addicted. And so then I realized, okay, I'm his son, genetics, everything, here I am, maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old, learning this stuff. And I put things together. I was a smart kid. I'm autistic. Back then, I was a less functioning autistic, but I'm a highly functioning autistic, is what they call it. And I was kind of a social misfit and weirdo until I was maybe, I don't know, 12 or 13. But the proof was that I put it together in my mind that he couldn't quit because he was addicted, and therefore I'm his son, and therefore through genetics I could have that addictive gene, that addictive quality. So I just said I'm never gonna do anything. So I never had alcohol. I never had, like even marijuana. I never, of course, I never got close to anything near any kind of hard drug. Nothing. Just nothing. Just totally clean. Until maybe 22, 23, whatever, And at that point, the neural pathways were set. Like my brain was cemented. Anything, all that stuff was set. So at one point, I don't know, I was 25, whatever it was. I tried, a puff like marijuana or whatever when we were at some party and they did it. And it was the opposite. I'm normally a very funny guy, giggly and everything. It just like calmed me down. That to you, maybe everybody knows that, but I'm not an experienced smoker or anything. I smoke some cigars every now and then, and I have learned that nicotine sort of chills you out and calms you down. You want to hear something interesting? There goes Duolingo. Did we buy it? We did not buy it yesterday. Hold on. Let's get some Duolingo here. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't buy it yesterday. What? All right. 310 stop. So about $55 of risk. Let's get some Duolingo. I got to get 6 shares. I thought I bought shares yesterday. Apparently I did not. There we go. This is the moment. And I'm going to go into Webull. I'm going to get some over there as well. I like this. I like this setup. This is just a gorgeous looking setup. This is a right side fast reclaim, you guys. I'm going to draw it out for you in just a moment. It's like exactly what you want to see. Oh, wow. Looks like I'm going to need to add on to PAR as well. You can get into PAR possibly, you guys, in a few minutes. So we'll look at that in just a minute. Don't let me forget PAR, P-A-R. We might be adding on to that or getting in for the first time for some of you in just a few minutes. 1 second though, I'm going to go over to Duolingo in Webull, and I'm going to pick up a 25% sized position over there. Remember, I told you I'm doing it by percent over there. 25%. There we go. And then where do you buy? Oh, now I go over to okay. Buy PDT protection is enabled, so you're not able to open new positions because you have an open EM call. Right. But disable the protection. Yes. I understand. Put the protection on. Yes. Day trades left. Fine. Oh, I see. I have to turn off the protection. You're restricted from day trading. I'm not going to day trade. Are you sure you want to turn it off? Yes. Okay, because that account, remember, I got hit. I had about 25 grand. Okay, boom, and I'm in. All right. Oh, so let's see. So I can't take exits the same day. So that's very interesting. So I just got into Duolingo, guys. Did it give me a terrible fill just now? What was that? Done. Did you really just give me a fill at 368? Wow. Sometimes that happens, guys. Probably 1 out of 1,000. But I just got a bad fill buying at the market on Duolingo on it was the bid ask was about 364. It filled me at 369. And if I look at the level 2, yeah, it was like that. And I guess for just that moment, for just a split second, nobody was in between. And it didn't, and Webull must be very bad about providing any liquidity for you and market making and trying to get you a better fill, whereas Schwab really does a good job. They do a better job than even TD Ameritrade used to do. And what happened was I got a fill at 369 over on Webull. That's okay. It's all right. Anyway, if you guys want to get Duolingo, educational purposes only here, but I'm doing that at 310 stop. It might be even 311, huh? Yeah, it's like 311.50. Yeah, that's good. 311.50. All right, I'm going to mark that up. I also was just talking about another stock. Do you remember which one that was? Yeah, PAR. Let's go take a look at that in just a second. 363. Yeah, see, I got a good fill over here. And you know what? I'm going to put another one here to say it's Webull. Can't believe I got such a bad fill. I'm getting some profit targets hit right now. We have a lot to do here. We'll get back to cocaine later. But I'm not talking about, I'm not going to do cocaine. I'm just talking about like my experiences with drugs and my life and my father's life. What's the other one? It was 368.79 exactly where I got my fill on Webull. So I'm going to put that break even in here as well. 368.79, and I'm going to label it as Webull. Just so I know that I also have this position over on Webull. And I guess I'll make this one Schwab. I hate the name Schwab, but whatever. It's growing on me, I guess. Because I've been with TD Ameritrade forever. Now, I do need to make a stop. And I didn't actually set a stop yet. Or any profit targets. And I'm not going to over on Webull because I'm going to get the pattern day trading problem. So I'm going to do that right now really quick. I got 3 exits up to $750 of profit is how I'm doing my 2-to-1s. I'm doing my position sizes just like we talked about. We're going to move forward with 0.5% position sizes. Let's see. So that would mean 750 divided by 3 every 250 bucks. Oh yeah, how come I couldn't do that in my head? All right. So now GTC EXT 500 and 750. I'll do 740. It's just rounded there. Okay, and then the other 3 shares at 311.50. Below for that. I hope you guys are, picking up all this, this process just by watching me, It's really what watching me do this stuff is really all about. All right, boom, sell stop right there. My expectation is to lose 350, and that would actually take me all the way down to 305. So you know what? I'm going to actually put it down there. So this is something that you're learning from me as well. So if I'm expecting to lose 350, I might as well give it that much padding if the way the position rounded it was such that that's going to be the case. Yeah. So that puts me below 306 for my stop. So I'm going to mark that here. And I'm getting profit targets hit. You hear that? It's really good. And I'm going to make a second stop indication here on my chart for my notes. There we are. Which will say minus 350. I guess I'll put toss from now on. Schwab, it's too long. All right. Duolingo's all set up. Now, over to PAR. If it follows through, okay, it's not following through. Did you guys get PAR? Because it needs to be green, remember, if you're getting shares, if you're trading shares. Wow, we're actually getting a positive move on the S&P, which is very strange. Is the dollar going? Let's take a look at everything. So S&P is moving up at the moment, but rates are moving up at the same time, which is really weird. And so is the dollar, and so is Bitcoin, and so is the growth stocks. This is just mixed timing. This is not real. So these things just became coincidentally correlated for a moment. They're going to rip apart, and today's going to be rotational. It's going to be choppity. It's going to be what I said earlier, I'm pretty sure. So don't give too much credence into that. Let's see here. Let's take a look at what I've been profiting on. Let's see if I'm supposed to add on to any of those. 6 orders. I feel okay. We got SE. I hit a profit target on SE. Okay, this one is just like go in, very nice. But where did I get in and when did I get in? Let's go take a look at that. View trades. November 20th at 115. Oh, it's up here. Here it is. Okay. November 20th. I've been in that for a while. Look at that wide stop. November 20th. Okay, yeah. So this is exactly the right break even. And look at that wide stop I put. Saved my ass. You know? I'm not going to say that it always saves your ass that if you pick a brilliantly picked stock, if you've figured out it like really where you want to put it, so it really keeps you in the trade, it doesn't knock you out. That'd be through the pivot points and stuff. I'm not going to say it doesn't always keep you in. It'll knock you out sometimes, but fact is, I didn't choke the trade off by putting it really tight up here or below this bar, or even I might have cheated and put it below this bar. No, I put it down here because I didn't want to fuck around. See, the thing is, this is the kind of stock that needs, as you can see, it needs breathing room. As you can see, it oscillates around, and it needs the right breathing room. It needs a width. And this is the kind of stock that can just grow for the next 3 years. So this is a position trade. And that's what we're doing with the snowball method, is we're position trading. Anyway, there's no add-on here as of yet. Not really. I mean, I could probably technically I could raise my stop up to here, but when it's that little of a raise of a stop, it's not worth the extra risk. You might as well just keep the pivot there because look, we're going into earnings in about a month anyway. And if I'm way up here or if I'm still right here, I got a lot of padding to my stop. That's a good thing. So, and I'll have taken profits along the way as well. So there's a ton of reasoning why not to raise the stop now that it broke out again, even though the pivot point is higher now. Oh, I'll show you how it's going. Anyway, so the pivot you can see here, and since it broke higher, this becomes a cemented pivot point. If it didn't break higher, this is still in play, and we don't know if that's the lowest it's going to go. But now that it broke higher, this is the pivot point. So that's 4 points to an uptrend. It took this much time for an oscillation that's like the length of oscillation. That's a November 10 to February. So what is that? 2.5 months. 2.5 months to move around. So obviously I'm going to be holding on to this position for a long time, and I want to stay in. So if you're going to be in something for 2.5 months before it continues higher, then you need to be setting your stops nice and wide, and don't choke the trade. I'm even glad I got in on this. The only reason was probably because it's just a beautiful looking uptrend it's in. This is just classic textbook business growth chart. Coming up and over the 200, bouncing back off at one time, and then now it's off and running. It's out of a bottom, out of a base, that it was in for quite a while it was trying to work out its business and its margins. And fundamentally now it's heading into a growth cycle. And, that's a big deal, like not a small deal. That's a big deal. So it might be slow or it might take a long time and you don't want to tie up all your money, but it won't matter if I'm using gains to fund snowballing the position, right? Zero risk snowballing. If I can make it happen, then, I want to gently start carefully hold a position that I can keep through all of its movement and continue to build and grow. So that's this one. In other stocks that might not be the case. I might not want to think of it as a longer term position type trade. I'm still doing the snowball method, but like let's say something that's just like kind of more volatile, maybe NNE. Yeah, this is a great example. I am snowballed on this, I think. Let me see. No, I must have got knocked out recently, but I am in it again or something. So I think I got knocked out, but I did take a lot of profits along the way. But the point is, I could probably expect NNE not to snowball as much, but um, on the flip side, I can probably expect it to do a 2 or a 3 to 1 move, maybe even a rare 4 to 1 move, and just completely deplete my position by taking profits. And so I expect this to snowball over a year, way less of a probability on that than over on SE, this big huge company. I forget, what do they make? Is this the company C Limited? Internet retail. Let me double check what they do. Internet mobile platform engages in the provision of online gaming services. Oh, I didn't even know that. PC online games. Well, anyway. But look at this. They're growing their margins. Their profits have been growing. Their revenue has been growing. It's so important that you remember that. So when somebody says like, "Oh man, their profits are growing," well, if their demand is not growing, that may be only because their margins are growing. And you can grow your margins by, becoming more efficient as a company, like letting people go, adding AI processes, whatever it is, leveraging technology without expending more money. It's hard. It's hard to get your margins cleaned up. It's sort of like what Elon Musk is doing with the government right now. You got to get in there and you got to start cost cutting things that aren't producing results and wouldn't hurt you to get rid of, that kind of thing. So anyway, but my point is, if the revenue is flat, then the company's not really growing. Right? So it's all about this revenue growth there. Now, if I switch over to the annual, it might be a slightly different story, but let's see. This is the quarterly. It's been growing quarterly. But annually, no, annually looks good too. They made $2 billion 5 years ago. Next year they made $4 billion. The next year they made $10 billion. The next year they made $12 billion. And this last year, $13 billion, but I don't know if that's missing one quarter. Yeah, it's missing one quarter. So it's probably more like 15, 16, 17 billion. That earnings report's coming out pretty soon, where they're going to cover the last quarter of last year, and we're going to get an idea of this next bar. This next bar is going to be higher, It's kind of beautiful growth. And they have positive margins now, last year, for the first time ever. And so it's good stuff for them. Well done. You have to applaud the CEO, on running a good company. This is the kind of, it's just basic. You look at revenue, margins, and then that will come down to having profitable profits. But that's all you really need to look at. And then look at the consistency of that, or is there a story there? Is it been growing? Have changes been being made? Are we getting close to being profitable? Are we profitable? Are profits rising? Profits don't need to rise proportionally. Like the percentage of profits, the margins don't need to change. Just so long as revenue is growing, so long as the company's experiencing growth, you'll have more profits at the same margins. But if margins can be growing and revenues can be growing, then profits are going to exponentially grow, and that's going to cause these companies to go parabolic. That's what you want to see: consistent margin growth and revenue growth, and we actually have that in SE. So this is a qualifier. If we go over to this little table over here, where did it go? Oh my God, maybe it doesn't show for Anon. I don't know why. And there it is. Yeah. Yeah, we can see it's somewhat mixed. It says EPS quarter over quarter growth. Average growth is 374%. I mean, yeah, this is all good stuff here. And then technically it's matching all of our criteria is. But you can see it. You can see it. So anyway, let's see, continue on. So that's doing well. It's certainly not an add-on point. It could be a raise the stop point, but I would not, because why choke the trade off? All right, INSM is another one today that I'm getting some profits out on. Ooh, I'm about to hit over 1,000 in gains this morning. That takes me to only down $600 from portfolio peak now, I believe. So wow, wow, the market is moving positively in a way that I really didn't expect it to. Very nice. I'm just going to screenshot my 1,000 gain here in just a moment. It's like at 992. I'm just going to wait for it to hit over 1,000. I'm just going to post it in the group that things are moving well today. It's going to be any second here. I'm sure it's going to pop over 1,000. I can take that screenshot. Okay, maybe I'll just wait for it. But yeah, sometimes it comes back down. But then it goes back up later, doesn't it? 972, 982. Go the other way, 992. Come on. Nope, 944. All right, let's just leave it alone until it's for surely over 1,000. But that's good. That's good. NVIDIA, of course, having a hard time recovering. And I just think of it more like a relationship. NVIDIA has just been hammered. And then it was like, well, it wasn't what they said. And so the price came back up a little bit, right? But are you ready to get back into that relationship? Not yet. It seems like it's got a long way to go. Like, if it was showing signs of improving, yeah, but it's sort of, I think everybody just felt too burned, but look at this. It's essentially this line with this price that we're at just cuts out all these people. Just imagine NVIDIA is not just knocked out. All these people are underwater and either sold or whatever. And this is a long way to go before they'd be happy again, because they were already there. It's a long way to go. And it took this long to get there. So, or maybe you could say it took this long. So investors aren't ready yet to get into NVIDIA. They might start inching their way in, and that might start to come up as like, a bull. And then maybe on earnings, it's like, wow, they did do great. Whoa. And then it breaks out, and now we're ready to go. Or earnings are kind of not what everyone was hoping for. And, now it's down here. I mean, so there's no reason to get into NVIDIA right now, just as long as they're kind of educational point there. All right. So what else is on the radar this morning? It's like Avgo. No. I'm going to go to my big positions, biggest snowballs, and just check on all their health. I have 6 app. All right, that's beautiful. And my stop is raised to the proper level. I suppose it's taking profits. Let me double check if it has profits set. Yeah, yes. App. Next up is Lunar. Two additive machines. Lunar. Yeah, I mean, it's just progressing, and there's no reason to raise a stop. Reddit. Progressing. I'm at the correct stop level. See, if I wanted to choke this trade off, I would raise the stop to this pivot point here. It's not the proper pivot point. That would be tightening the trade up too much, because essentially we have this. Okay, when you do proper pivot point drawing, we essentially have that. And so this is, that's where I have my stop. This is roughly the important level, and I made that 150 since it's a key psychological level instead of putting it right at, I do not want to get out of a position and read it, if it's going to do well. But my point was, if you wanted to choke off the trade, you could trade on a tighter time frame basis and say that these pivots count and make this the stop. But man, I'm telling you, you're choking off the trade because it could still, have a lot of room to do more movement down, and it would still be within pivot and trend. It would still be within trend. This would be just sort of you want to tighten up, and it doesn't make sense, unless you really thought, maybe this earnings was going to tank, or that it's going parabolic. And if something's going parabolic, it's okay to tighten things up and just start taking profits. But that's not really the case here. It is really zooming, but it isn't going any faster than it's been going. It's on a linear path, not a parabolic path. Maybe it is now. Earnings are coming up, so there's no reason to jump to too many conclusions. But like if Reddit did this, then yeah, that's a parabolic. That's a much stronger rate of return than it was before. It'd be on a different trajectory. It'd be on at a new angle of speed, and so that would be parabolic if it would be moving like that. And so at that point, you can easily tell yourself, yeah, let me just take some further 4-to-1 profit targets and call it a day on this, and it may go further, but 4-to-1's great. Be happy with that, and you can always get back in. On a parabolic, that's not really going to be able to feed a position type trade, like I was talking about earlier between SE. I got contiguous motion, and it has the possibility of staying in trend for a year plus. But what was I just looking at? Reddit. But Reddit, verdict's still out, and I'm being very careful. You can see my stops. I'm keeping them nice and wide and intelligent. I'm not choking off this trade. I could get all out now if I wanted to, but I'd be up. Well, I'm up 32%. You have to understand that that's an averaged position gain as well. My original position was back here at 121, and it's hit 208 today. So 208.62 divided by 121, whatever it was, 72%. So I'm up 72% on a position that keeps snowballing. I don't even know what my bought down cost average is, based on that I've taken profits. It's probably way down here. It's got to be lower. I don't know, possibly lower or around the same. But yeah, I'm probably realistically up 75 to 100% on this position when you really do the advanced math. So there's no reason for you to choke off a trade like that if it's doing what it's supposed to do. But I am not expecting Reddit to behave like a position, a snowballable position trade. I am snowballing this, but it's more of a typical swing trade. Swing trades are between 1 and 90 days. 1 day and 3 months, something like that. But this has been working out for me. I've been snowballing it since November 5th. So it's almost 3 months now. So it's still kind of adhering to what I said. It's still kind of a swing trade, but it's more volatile. So that's it. It's important to acknowledge that. All right, Tesla. Wow, it's started to really sell off. I might even hit my stop. It was moving good, and then it just something bad started to happen over on Tesla. Let's take a look at that on the 1 minute chart to see what's going on. Look at that. Just right off the open, just like sliding precipitously, even though earnings last night caused it to inflate. Well, my stop is right nearby at 372. Let me double check that I have it on it. Stop at 371.87. Yep. Yeah, I'm prepared and ready for that to happen if that's going to happen. So that was a funky change over on Tesla. And then Gigal. Gigal's doing fine. So my 4E positions, my 4 snowballed, what would you call it? My 4 entry positions, my snowballed 4 times positions are all doing all right. Even Tesla I'll have to get out of if that happens, but it'll be at a profit, even if it's at a loss because of profit taking along the way. CMVS, these are my 3 E's. Yeah, it's hanging in there. See, now, here comes earnings. Now, if I'm just at break even at earnings, and it's something like this, wrong, and it's like just leveling off, there's no guarantee that it's not going to go boom and be down after earnings. So I would, if I'm just at break even, I don't have like a 15 or a 20% padding, I'm not way up here by the time earnings release, I'll cut it right before earnings. And it doesn't matter if it makes a big move the next day. I was taking profits along the way. I just, I'm happy to take my money back before a huge risk event like that. You see? You can't, because this is just zoom and then like going sideways. That's not anything you can rely on. Kind of. I mean, we can't rely on it from an earnings report though. Like if there was no earnings report and this thing just kept trading, oh yeah, this is a high tight flag. That's great. And actually it's probably Holy Grail-ish. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's Holy Grail starting right there. So I really love it. It's a Holy Grail and everything. And it's high tight flagging way up here. I mean, do I need to draw that out for you guys? So that's, perfect. Holy Grail material. But what I'm saying is my position is somewhere like right here, I guess, or that's my break even right now. And my stop is here. And if I'm right here by earnings or even down a little bit or even up a little bit, yeah, I'm going to cut it. I'm just going to take back my money because on something that volatile, that much of a move, it's moved like 700% since the beginning of the move. Earnings could send it back down here in one day. Okay, so, don't be a fool. This is a penny stock. I don't even know what they do. Cineverse. No idea. I don't care. Sometimes I look, because like, what if it's like AI cinema something? What if it ties into AI, everything's trying to tie into AI. But I might want to know a little bit about it because the theme of AI and quantum computing right now are very strong issues, industries, sub-industries. So anyway, CMS. All right, Geo. That's my second. Okay, now I have like 15 2E positions, double ups. Okay, that's RCAT. I'm looking for anything to raise stops on, to add, maybe to potentially add to. Net. Look at that fly. That's got to be past the 2-to-1. I might be up there without taking profits if I didn't set my 4-to-1 up. Let me see. And that is the case. I have no profit-taking orders after that strong move. I see the green box here. That was my 2-to-1. And then now I'm way up here. I got to take more. So that is net. I have to do that, whatever that thing was we were talking about, which is now set up the rest of these shares on a 2-to-1, up to 4-to-1 for the remaining amount. Let's see. I just wanted to know. Okay, so I was taking 1 share orders every 129.50, 174.50, every $2. So that means I missed 129.50. I missed 131.50 is where I would have taken 1 share, and then 133.50 is another share, and then 135.50 is another share I missed. So that would have been 3 exits that I missed, and 137.50, that's where it is right now. So I've missed 4 exits up to this point. So I will just go ahead and take one right now, but first I'm going to cancel my stop so that I free up the shares. And I'm taking that 1 profit, right now, putting it on the books, but I'm going to set up the rest, 139.50. Oh, that was good to cancel. I need to make that Good to cancel EXT. Not that I'm probably going to get filled on that any second here. I'm literally asking at the ask now. 137.50, so 139.50, 141.50, 143.50, 145.50, 147.50. That's 6 orders. 149.50. So that takes me to 150. Now let's just double check if that's correct math. So we go over to Trading View, and I'm going to change my 2 to 1 on this to 4 to 1. So it's at 2 to 1 now, 4 to 1. It's right here, which is 145. So really I want to even be a little more aggressive taking these profits out. So I'm going to move all of them. I'm going to move this one down 1, the next one down 2, you know what I mean? So 1, 2 notches. Tighten everything up. That'll probably get me to about 145. 2, 3 notches. 1, 2, 3, 4 notches. That's already at 145. That was the other one. I just got to fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notches. And finally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notches. And see, that took me to 148. So I still need to even tighten these things up even more. So instead of 139.50 or whatever, I'm going to bring that down to 139. Why not go 138.91? I might as well. Look, I have 6 orders left from 139 to get to 145. I might as well just put it underneath every dollar now. This is how you kind of manage your positions, and it's just a way to think. Just see how I do it. See how I go through the thought process. I'm just bringing this order down. I missed one. There it is. There it is. I have. Oh, actually, let's see. The last order is at 145. I got one at 139. So I'm missing one right here. And yeah, I'll just bring down that top one. So we'll take this all to 144. These little compromises and thoughts you make. 940. So there we go. Now I don't have a stop on that anymore, but look. I mean, we're so elevated, although earnings, could come down. I'll see it though on that day if we have a bad day on earnings. And I'll be able to get out. But I have no stop on this anymore. But that's because I'm starting to sport. Like right now it's at it'll tell me, I believe is the actual gain level of number. I can just bring this down and it can tell us 3 to 1. And it even went as high, but I didn't have it set as 3.4 to 1. So anyway, I'll keep this as 4 to 1 so I can see it and remember that I did that. And are you guys following me? You just ask a question if I'm not being fully explanatory enough. So now I want to look at Microsoft because that pulled up back a little bit hard. Oh my, yeah. Oh, I guess that was on earnings. Okay. I could exit or I could wait it out. Those are my choices. I could take the 5-minute open on this earnings report as a negative. Oh, it looks like if it were to break 414, that would be a breakdown of all points it bounced at before. So what I'll do is I'll get out of Microsoft if it breaks 414. Where's my stop? My stop is at 410. And let's go see how many shares I have. Yeah, I only have 4 shares. So if I wait for it to go from 414 to 410, my actual stop, that's 4 times 4 shares is $16. So should I cut it at 414 or after being in it so long for $16 more, should I see if it holds my stop? Well, for 16 bucks, I don't give a shit. So I'll try to see if it can just hold my original stop at 410. So these are the mental processes you go for. You go through. And not everything saves you money. Some decisions are like, yeah, I'm willing to lose a little more. Not more than you originally meant to lose, but I'm just saying I'm willing to give this a little breathing room from here to pick up, and for people who love Microsoft to say, ooh, this is some tasty prices, because before it's bounced in these areas. So, but the earnings report, it doesn't look good. Probably will get knocked out, but it's been my decision here. At least I'm making a decision to go ahead and let it go to my stop. Otherwise, probably I can get out at 414. But I'd save $16. So I might as well just let it go to the stop. You see. All right, we got another profit target on net. Very nice. We were just setting those, remember? So net is actually moving back up. Looks like it's going to break out. Net's kind of going parabolic on us. How about that? That move yesterday was kind of a parabolic breakout. It's a new rate. It's a new angle of price appreciation that it's on. So it broke out of the channel, if you will, and there would be Bollinger Bands and all kinds of people are reacting to this. And, this could be a parabolic move into earnings, which I'd be fine with if it moves all the way up to here right before earnings. That'd be 4-1. I'd be getting 4-1 return on my original investment. I'd be all out. And then earnings happens, and it doesn't matter to me whether it was like, wow, or whatever, because I got 4-1, and I had been taking profits also. This was a snowball position. So, that's the rationale and the reasoning, what goes on in my mind. Okay. There's Duolingo. Got to move that up to pilot positions. My new pilot position. And United Airlines I got in yesterday. That's a pilot position. And then net, I just got in. No, did I add on? No, I just, changed. That's the one we're looking at now. I just changed the orders on that. So I got to just quickly just recategorize that because of the way TOS is. All right, back to 2E. That's a 2E position, 2 entries. Duolingo is doing good, but from my terrible filled entry at 368 or whatnot, I'm still down on that. $100, like crazy. It's above where I was kind of asking to buy it at, but that's the danger of buying with the market order. And I really didn't expect that to happen. Okay. Par has hit a buy, but if you want to wait till the end of the day, it seems a little choppy. So this is a cheap type entry on par. Pulled back way to here. Doing this kind of a thing. Got this little shelf set up. We're in a really sweet spot here where if it can actually get up above these price levels like 74, it may push up and domino up to this 78. And up there, would not take much, $50,000. Any market maker could push that up here to trigger some entries, and then you might get quite the move. So being in at the cheat entry down here today, by end of day, if it's going to happen, could be a really good thing. I'm already in it, so I got nothing to do. But I'm just telling you guys. There's no add-on or anything. But when it gets above this point here, you might be able to raise your stop to this level here, 67.60. But for now, and you might not even do that because it's only a little bit up. But for now, you probably got to set it to 65. All right. Not super looking to get into things today, though. See, the market is pulling back red. The growth market. Always look at QQQ. not SPY. SPY mixes in value stocks and industrials. If you want to know how growth stocks are doing, which is the ones we try to trade, use QQQ. And so QQQ is kind of pulling back and is red. It's kind of peaked and it's pulling back. So it's kind of saying this is a no entry day. Let's see what else is doing great or doing bad. I didn't go through all those. So Walmart, these are my 2 E's. Walmart's doing great, keeps going. Oh, this looks like it could be up my 4 E's. Let's see. It just hit the 2 to 1. No. I'm sorry. Wait, what? Oh, I added on and let's break even here. Okay. No, it's not quite like that. So hopefully I still have sell orders then. Yeah, I do. Tons of them. Okay. The lowest of which is 98.95. It's going to take underneath every dollar. And we're at 98, hit 71 today. So, okay. Avgo, I'm in. Doing well. Oh, we got some more on LX. You have that, Randy, right? LX keeps going. Very nice. The question is raise stops. Randy, based on this. And it's moving way up there. Randy or Michael, the question is the stop was 550 down here. Now that it's moved way up here, do we raise our stops? I'm going to ask you to be a chart reader now. Put into practice what we preach. Michael says no. And how about you, Randy? Stop was here, 550. It's really taken off a lot. Do we raise our stops? He's not listening. Let's give him a chance to answer, though. He might not be listening. I'll give him another 20 seconds to answer. Errand around the house. He can't figure it out, maybe. Any answer, Randy? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, he's not there. All right. So the correct answer is no. And why is that, Michael? If you can explain it in so few words. There's no point to raise stop to. Yeah, correct. Although, I'm going to say this. If the volume on this significant candle was stronger, was like breakout volume, was above these levels, then you might be able to move your stop up to below that candle, especially after a few days and now it's continuing and everything. You might be able to today, you might have been able to decide, okay, it's cool, let's do it. Let's raise up my stop. And then you can maybe even add on and increase your break even and, all that good stuff. So there's that point there that's possible. You could raise, but not really because it wasn't really a conviction level of volume, okay? But it could be true. It could end up, that could be a level that we never look back to. That's my NLB. You have a catalyst day, and you get an NLB that way. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. But, so, BLT and NLB. But no, it was not really enough. But it could still transpire that way. But it's not enough conviction and enough information, enough positives for you to go, oh, yes, let me do it. Right? So you don't. You just, play it safe. But yeah, you had this level which we broke out from. This was Catalyst move here. Got down to this level and has moved up here. And so this is the only real pivot right now. It did this little pullback and then shoot out. If that was higher volume, or if this was a longer time period, maybe you could say this could be a new pivot level to raise to. But such a short little blippy thing doesn't make sense. It's better to just think, okay, then maybe it's going to go parabolic without me doubling up, and I'm okay with that, and therefore, you're going to get your 4 to 1s up here if that's the truth. And if it's not, then it's going to, do some folding, and you're going to be able to get a new cheat entry later, and you're going to be able to raise your stop when it breaks out, and all that good stuff. So it works in your favor either way. It works in your favor not to do anything if it's going crazy, and it works in your favor to do something if it's not going crazy when that comes. To be patient. What was I just? The LX now, it looks like is 2 to 1. Yeah, so we're above the 2 to 1 on LX, so maybe that means I've hit all my 2 to 1s. Yes, I did. So now I actually have to do the same thing which I did on the other one, which is remove my stop and set the remaining number of my shares up to 4 to 1. And if it's going to go parabolic, I certainly want to be set up that way, don't I? Yes. So we go over to LX, and I have 156 shares on stop. And I'm going to set those across from here, 818, all the way to whatever is the 4 to 1, which is $10 exactly, happens to be $10. So from here, 820 to 10 is $1.80, and I want to sell 156 shares in that. So it's saying I would sell one every 1.1 cent. Obviously, I don't want to set that up. It's going to be blinging the whole way, So, but maybe if I divide, if I multiply that by 5, let's see, $1. Let's see if $1.80 can go into something that 156 can go into. What does 156 divide into? That's kind of like probably $5 will go into that nicely. 156 divided by 5, 31 times. So $1.80 divided by 31 is roughly every 6 cents. There we go. So I could sell 5 shares every 6 cents, and that might be interesting. That's a lot of exits. 31 exits. Maybe that's too many. But so then I'll just half it. I'll sell 10 shares every 12 cents. There we go. So let's do that. So from 820, so we're talking about every 12 cents. So 832, 844, 856, 868, 880, 892, 904, 916, 928, 940, 952, 94, 976, getting close to my limit here, 130, 976, 988, 140, and then 10, which I'm going to make $9.99. That's 150 of my shares. I'll have 6 left. What I'm going to do with those 6 left is I'm going to put one in the middle of the nearby ones, so I make sure that I am taking profits whenever I need. So kind of in the middle of the first 6 orders there, I'm just going to put a 1. Get rid of those other 6 on the way up, so that by the time we get up there, even if we don't hit a 4 to 1, if we hit a 3 to 1, I'm mostly all out. that's all of them. Yep. All right. So it looks kind of like this when you zoom out. I got some open space there, but I got 10s every. But there you go. So now I've set my 4 to 1, and I remove my stop, and that's because I'm way up, and I'm going to have to manually remember that that's not stopped. I'm going to have to, you check your positions every couple of days. All right. So LX, way to go on that. We are up 28% on that. And I got to recategorize that just really quickly back into the 2E, just because I set new targets on that. It's a toss thing. Okay. Now BE is another position I have. How's that doing? See, earnings are coming up and it's not looking too good. Like I had this precipitous drop, and for some reason I'm still in. Maybe I even stopped out the other day. Let's see, BE. Yeah, I think because I was probably supposed to get all out of that. Not sure why I didn't, but here I am, somewhat recovering, and we'll let it play out. Let's see if I still have a stop. I don't. I got stopped up. I still have 3 shares. That's a pretty inconsequential amount. I'm gonna let that play up to earnings. I would need it to just do an incredible right side reclaim, otherwise I might as well get out. In fact, I might just get it all out now. I mean, I'm supposed to get out at the stop. When you're supposed to get out and you didn't, and now it's better, yeah, it might be good for you to get out and just count your lucky blessings, because tomorrow this could go red right below my stop and then continue down right before earnings. So yeah, BE flatten. There we go. I'm exiting it. Move to closed. Okay, now Bros. This is my next one of my 2Es. Oh, Bros is just doing great. Look at that. Looks like, am I past my 2 to 1? No. Okay, so it's going to keep going. I should have order still there and my stop still there. Yes, sir. Okay, ET. Right to the moon. This ET stock doing. This is just a perfect, gorgeous pattern, you guys. You want to see this. Zooms up, and I was on my toes enough to be able to get an entry right there. That was just a wonderful entry. Better would have been right here. And then, got all that gain, came in, decided to rebuy here, didn't work out, pulled back. Somehow I stayed in. My stop says it's right here. I don't know. Somehow I stayed in. But that worked out. And this is just a beautiful now pattern, how it's tightening up. VCP on the right side. And then break and move. I'm pretty sure, I hope, I was taking profits. Probably I was, but I hope. I'm going to look in a second. Come back down. We're moving back up. All the energy companies are a little bit under fire right now. So anyway, right now I'm going to go take a look on ET at the transaction history. See what the situation is, because probably I should have 2 to 1 set up and all the way to 4 to 1, and I've taken all my profits. I'm not sure. Let's see. I want to make sure I've been taking profits up here at these elevated levels. So it almost always takes a moment to retrieve. I think it just brings in like downloads like all your orders when you do this or something. For some reason it takes a long time. Come on. Come on. Well, it's getting that. I'm going to look to see what orders do I have open on it. Oh, I have a ton of orders open on it, and none of them are the stop. So I'm guessing I've set up a 4 to 1 and just didn't put it on the chart. All right, back. Let's see if we got those orders showing up here. Yeah. Last sale was on the, so a while ago, was on the 22nd, 8 days ago, at the price of $21.35. 21. Oh, way up here. Oh, so I have been taking out all the way to the tippy top. And then what I have now left in orders is the lowest price, 21.43. Yeah, so I have my 4-to-1 continuation set up on that. For some reason, so as soon as it can get up to higher highs, it's going to keep taking profits. Like a machine. The stop has been removed. All right, that's set up. ET, net, we already checked and set. Zevia, I think we already looked at. Yeah, still all right. AHR. Okay, it's hanging in there. Manpower, or whatever it is called. Minipar. I don't know. Monopar, okay. Yeah, nice. So obviously this one is like, I'm not expecting it to be a position. It's more of a swing trade. Yeah, using the same techniques, except I'd be okay with this thing going parabolic and choking things off and getting 4-to-1. You see what I'm saying? So the difference there, because this is more of an insane stock than it is a sane stock. Rocket Lab. Okay, it's fine. All right, we looked at RCAT. Now Microsoft, take another look. What are you doing, Microsoft? Yeah, Microsoft's not looking good. United Airlines pulled back. Okay, that's probably because of Delta, or American Airlines rather. INSM pulled way back after making a very nice push, but unfortunately way back. But the good news is I took some partial profit. Amazon, okay, earnings coming up soon. Summit, these are probably having the worst day positions. Mine. ACPA. Boy, ACPA's got earnings. But look at where oh no, it doesn't have earnings. Why did I think that? I think my line was right here and it made me think that. Never mind. Palm. Look at that. That's practically breakout entry. I still wouldn't raise the stop, so I wouldn't be getting any more shares. But you could get, if you're not in Palm, today follows through, Palm could be an entry. What was the other one I said earlier? We want to see how it follows through. I think it was PAR. Oh, the market's dropping now. Now the market's doing what I expected. But PAR and Palm could be potential entries if the market can become positive. What did I do with my pen? Where did I put that pen? Didn't fall on the floor. Maybe I put it in this drawer. I can never do that. I'm gonna have lots of pens here. Where was the pen I just used? Well, all right. Let's use this one then. What is this? It's a weird looking pen. Oh, okay. Poppin pen. Yeah. So today, Palm and PAR got into American Airlines. We got into Duolingo. We got into Palantir. All right. So this is the 30th now. Okay. Keep that next to my desk. I'm already in Palm. All right, so let's keep moving up though. Where is Palm now? I don't even see it here. There it is. Okay, ACPA after ACPA. Okay, Root. Did you get your monitor working, Randy? Maybe Randy left. Oh, he might have had to leave. That might be why we didn't hear back from him. Root. Okay, that one's doing all right. Stop. Everything's fine. Sound. AI type stock got hammered a bit there. Olo. Not doing super great. It's all right though. WLFC kind of like similarly not doing great. SMLR. That break even earnings are coming up, so probably gonna let that go soon. PRM. Yeah, because it has not enough padding. Not doing super good. YPF. Well, bounced off my stop. We're still in it. SoFi. SoFi's looking good. And I guess it had earnings. Made a little adjustment, and it's hanging in there pretty nicely. PAR. We talked about this just earlier. Crowd. I got in on the catalyst, top of the candle. Wide stop. It's high type flagging on that move. We'll see if it continues. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. Palantir. Really beautiful VCP right side. Based on my break even and stuff. Oh, I think I just got back in recently. I don't know. I would need some padding going into earnings for sure, which is in like 2 days. So gotta be careful on that. SE, we were just talking about how that's making profits. Duolingo got in yesterday. It's continuing. Very nice. Oh no, today we got it. PSTG just got another profit target on LX, by the way. PSTG, all right, following through after a little bit of a pullback after breaking out. Palantir, there it is. Faro. These are my pilot positions. Faro, high tight flag, looking really good. One way up on that, 20%. Very nice earnings coming up, but that's a great deal of padding. Really nice. AS, great follow through. I'm about 1.5 to 1. Google, for some whatever reason, I'm in Google. If that's true, then yeah, I'm up pretty good. What am I? It says 9%, but earnings are coming up. Depending on how bad it could be, I might get rid of that. But I do have a nice padding. Duolingo Meta. That's looking great. That's going like parabolic. Is that because it had earnings and they were positive? No, earnings are tonight. Wow, what am I up on that? 16%. Okay, now you go over to the options chain on Thinkorswim. Yeah, no point to stop to. You go over to the options chain on Thinkorswim, and you click, and on the top you type it in. So Meta. And wait a minute, Thursday or Wednesday? Oh, it did release earnings. Never mind. So this is an earnings kind of breakout continuation on Meta, and I guess you could raise your stop to 625. I mean, by the end of the day, if it puts in a big tall candle on high volume, never look back. You could set it to 687, but I don't want to choke the trade off. But I think that the 50 moving average acting as support could get above a stop of 625, this candle. By the time, if it was going sour, it would get there. And so the 50 moving average and this level of 625 is probably a good level to raise your stop to on Meta. So I'm going to go over to Meta, and I think I'm going to turn that into a 2E now. I'm going to buy some shares up. Actually, I think it's a 2E already. Let's see. Meta, why? This is a 2E. Why does it show? Oh, I got in and then I got stopped out. Show raising the stop here. Oh, because then I got in again over here, and I've been in ever since. 606.25. Let's see. Meta. Yeah, 606.32. Yeah, that's my entry. Okay, so it is a 1E, but now I'm going to raise my stop to 625 and buy up my stop to be risk-free to 625 on Meta. Right now it's at 606, and I only have one share. So I'll put an order in to buy one more, and that's probably going to take it all the way up to 654. So that's enough. So the stop is 654, according to Thinkorswim, but it's actually better than that. That's about the most I could do on that. 653. Okay. This is my break even. According to TOS, it's not really my true break even. According to bought down cost basis by taking profits. And then this is my stop, 625. So I'm going to put that in there. And since I only have 2 shares, and this thing is kind of off and running, I'm just going to put that 1 to 1 and 2 to 1. Now you do that at the new level, which is 700. 625 to 700 is 75. So 1 to 1 will be 775 as a price target. Beta. 775. There we go. Now, do I want to just put the other amount at my stop? Yeah, might as well. Play it the right way. Oh, I could have made that a GTC EXTO. Hold on. Get rid of that. There we go. Now, that'll operate 24 hours a day. That's the new EXTO. That's a 24-hour a day order. 24-hour markets kind of happening this year a lot more. All right, and then the stop's going to be at 625. So I put that as a GTC. And for some reason, it does that on the 24-hour market too. But from what they told me, it won't execute until open market. But I'm just going to put it anyway. 625. So there we go. Stop me out right there. Huh? Entering this order will cancel your. Oh, I see. Because there's already a stop set. Where is it at? 580. Oh, there it was. Yeah, but I'm going to change. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to use the GTC EXTO. Okay, there we go. All right, Meta, you get to move into my 2E positions. Nice. Nice to be a 2E on Meta. And 2E. Great. Oh, I got a profit target hit on Bros while we were talking. So Bros is following through. Okay, the market has bounced a little bit, and that's playing into my hand. I'm definitely not near 1,000 anymore because of that turnaround on Tesla and Microsoft falling. I'm at 700. So, but maybe by the end of the day, if the market can behave, I don't know. I don't really think the GDP report was very good. We'll see where this goes today. At the close is where a lot of final decisions are made. Okay, you guys, have a good one. It's been a good morning. See you back in the group. Cheers. Hope you learned a lot.